Hello, I'm Steve. Welcome to the Patio Heat channel, where we create visual concepts of infrared heating as well as tips for outdoor comfort. Our one-on-one customer support helps you make the best decision for your application. We strive to earn your business. Visit our patioheat.com website for sales and more information. Now let's get heating. All right, so here we have this residential application. So this is going to be actually a screened-in room area. There's also some railings up here that I did not install, but overall, let's go ahead and look at the dimensions. So here we have several different dimensions, but mainly we have 14 feet by 8 foot height here. Actually, 8 foot down to this lower 2 by 6, I think is what it is, or 2 by 8. And 2 by 4, no, 2 by 8. Sorry about that. And then a couple of different just dimensions. I got 7, 9, 7, 9 here, and then a distance from this edge here to this edge out at 5, 5, and then this dimension here at 8, 7. Height overall I have at 12 feet 8 inches roughly. It could be a little bit different, but the design's not going to matter. There is some a fan in the center here, and they do intend to place some lighting inside here, but I believe they're going to work around the lighting. Right now the structure over here is going to be it does have an existing rooftop, and this is going to be added on. They're going to build up this wall over here, so it just matches up with the ceiling of this new added structure. I should put this dimension back on. I'm not quite sure if this is going to be accurate, but I did have the existing roof stretching out about 2 feet from on this edge here, so that might matter. It might not. No big deal. There is a doorway here, and that doorway is a sliding door, so that shouldn't be an issue as well. All right, let me go ahead and turn that off. I'm also going to turn off the screen area here just so we can maneuver through the design a little bit easier. Now I placed the fan so that the fan is at the bottom edge of this beam here, so this portion right there is at the same elevation as the bottom of the beam, and I placed it in the center based on the apex up here, so that might be the direction they're going. It might not, but hopefully that is going to be helpful there. Let's see if there's anything else. I think that's about it. So two different designs, and first design I'm going to just recommend, and this is going to be my preferred design, is to take two of the either 5,000 or 4,000 watt units, hang them off of chains onto the ceiling area here. Now these heaters don't weigh anything more than 18 pounds a piece, so it should not be an issue just to make a simple hanging chain unit here, and then I just have them strapped to the top of the structure, or top of the heater itself, where there is a hole there. You could just place a chain through the hole there and let them hang down like that. Now what I did do is I made the heaters at the same elevation as the bottom of these blades here. So what that allows me to do is there is a clearance below the heater. That clearance is 18 inches, so it allows me to the fan blade itself is actually above that clearance zone, so it allows me to bring that heater a little bit closer. There is a top clearance as well. That top clearance is 6 inches from the edge of the heater to any thing above the heater up here. And so yes, the placement here is basically 4 foot from the center of the structure out to the left, and then 4 foot from the center of the structure out to the right. And I also placed the heaters so that they were 18 inches off of the edge over here, so the lower clearance is 18 inches. Now if you lowered this heater just a few more inches so that it's at the same elevation as the bottom of the beam, then you can actually bring it all the way over to 6 inches from this edge here to the clearance above the heater. So just bear that in mind, but I think their focus was to heat up the back edge here primarily, so that is why I chose that 18 inches of span on this side here. Okay, I think that's about it. So let's go ahead and look at the overall footprint of heat. Let me go ahead and turn these off here real quick, and throw on the heat ray on the this is actually a 5,000 watt unit. I think they may have to go to a 4,000 watt unit just based on the amount of voltage that they have. A 4,000 I believe is at let's pop this up real quick here. So 4,000 watt CD model here is at 16.7 amps piece, and if you went to a 5,000, which is the same dimension as far as the length of it goes, is still 39, so that would be at 20.8 amps each. And they did ask me a question in reference to let's go back here. They did ask me in reference to the amount of a breaker amount that they're looking for. You're gonna have to ask your electrician. I don't know what the local codes are and what the there is ratings of overages, so that there is a safety margin that they need to follow. So you'll have to talk to your local electrician in reference to how much the breaker should be, or how big the breaker should be in amperage, that is. These are 240 volts, and you can see here there are two elements. They did talk about also turning the heater on and off independently, or 50%, 100%. I should say it that way better. So you can, yes, you can take the single element or dual element option as far as switching the heaters with a duplex switch. All right. So also you can see then that we are covering the space fairly decently. We're not capturing the outer chairs over here, but I'm not quite sure if there's actually going to be a table sitting right here or not. It might be over here. They did mention there's a doorway over here, so I probably think that that's going to be an access point, so I didn't move it over here. But for the most part, you see that we get a really good coverage of the structure back here along the house itself and walls, and I think that would be a pretty decent coverage. So all right, hang on one second, and we'll go ahead and put in an alternate option, which is not my favorite, but we'll go ahead and try that out anyways, and that will be a single 6,000 watt unit here. You can see I have it mounted in the center of the beam itself. So when you mount a 6,000 watt unit in the center of the beam on a CD model or a WD model, then you need to have 24 inches of clearance above the heater, and you can use the OEM brackets at a 30-degree angle, and you are fine as far as the back edge over here, even if this is a wall. So just bear that in mind. Now the one issue we do have is the clearance to this fan blade here. So what I would recommend doing is taking the fan and moving it up so that you are past the actual clearance area of the heater itself, and that way you are meeting the clearances to combustibles if you are going to choose something of this nature here. All right, let me go ahead and turn off that clearance on the bottom side and go ahead and look at how much heat will we produce with this 6,000 watt unit. And you can see we do a pretty good production of heat. However, it doesn't cover as much as we were with the other option. And even though this is a hotter unit, it's just more focused on a smaller space because of its height, number one, its position. If we had it straight down, then we would get more of this edge here, but we can't do that unless we maintain that clearance of 18 inches off this edge here, for instance, and or if we had the heater at the same elevation, we would need a minimum of 6 inches of clearance back here. So that is the only way I can see mounting it at this point here, but that would be the footprint of heat, and you would get, you know, a couple of chairs here, and this back sofa would be more than comfortable as well. So, all right, well, I hope this has helped. If you're looking for some assistance with your outdoor heating application and you would like us to review your plans, please send your information into designs@patioheat.com. I'm Steve, and please tap that like button. If you found this channel because someone else tapped that like button, that's the only way that we actually get others to find us and that we're able to help others We don't advertise, we're not monetized with YouTube, and therefore the only way we get it is with your thumbs up, and we greatly appreciate that. Thank you. Have an excellent day.